Good evening. It's Tuesday night, and by the looks of the parking lot at Meadowbrook High School, we got a packed house here between two neighboring and rivalry schools as the John Glenn Muskies, members of the big school in the Muskingum Valley League, take on the host Meadowbrook Colts, the leaders of the small school division in the Muskingum Valley League. I'm Darren McCullough, producing the show tonight. Shylin Castillo, our godfather, owner, founder, chief executive officer, Caleb Graham, down on the sidelines getting photos. And, of course, everybody's favorite color analyst, Heath Dawson, with me here tonight.
Yep.
And Heath, I know we already have some early adversity as we're having a little audio trouble.
Yeah, hey, we're used to this after the last 3 years. Strasser's probably got a game somewhere, and he's got the golden headset, of course. So.
Yeah, and he's probably on the Buckeye Trail bench and doesn't even need it.
And he's still got it wrapped around his neck, guarding him with his life. But, if I talk loud, I apologize. I can only hear out of one side of the headphones, so it's going to be a little tough tonight. But, hey, we'll do the best we can do. And I just got a little – it scared me. It came on for a second. But we're excited about tonight's game. And, John Glenn, Meadowbrook, longtime rivals here. It's always exciting when you have the Muskies coming in here to the cage at Meadowbrook, the corral. Real excited as we're counting down with 2:45. Train, why don't you tell us, because tonight is a really important game as we're getting close to tournament draw. Tell us a little bit about the seeding and the implications of this game.
Yeah, so obviously with the Division II Eastern District seeding, it's going to be Sunday at 2 o'clock is where they're going to make everybody's going to make their selections. The draw will come out what seed they get earlier that day, but definitely this is a big game for both teams. Meadowbrook, they're in that top 4, and right now, if I'm a voter, I think they're the number 2 seed. It's hard to put them past Tri-Valley, as Tri-Valley won the head-to-head competition, and probably Tri-Valley's played teams like Granville, and both teams have played DeSales this year, so Tri-Valley plays a real tough schedule.
Tri-Valley right now definitely probably the cream of the crop as far as the district goes, but hey, Meadowbrook's not far behind when you look at the record coming in at 12-3. You know, a lot of people knew that this team was going to be good coming into this year. You look at the tournament success that they've had the last few seasons, a regional final, state trip. I mean, they've had a lot of success, but, there were some unknowns coming into this year. What was going to happen with their bench, and when you look at what's been going on the last few games, you've seen some of the pieces starting to come to fruition. When you look at Trayvon Mayo coming off the bench early on, but then last game he started scoring in double figures. And then you look no farther than quarterback Josh Hupp. He's really been stepping up, and last game was a career high, really playing a pivotal role. So Meadowbrook, I think, in my opinion, right now, Ivo's been knocking some shots down. Dane Singleton's been doing some nice things. I feel like the Colts are starting to find that rhythm in their groove as we close into the latter stages of this regular season.
Yeah, and then looking at Meadowbrook, I have them as a 2. Then you probably go East Liverpool, New Philly, 3-4 either way. And then after that, it's a big crapshoot between a lot of teams. And John Glenn probably has to be looking at maybe getting that 5 seed, or maybe with a victory tonight, maybe that might catapult them up into that top 4 discussion.
And being a teacher at John Glenn, you have a lot of knowledge on this team. Tell us a little bit real quick in the next 30 seconds about John Glenn real fast.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to get up and go. John Glenn is. They're going to want to space you out and shoot a lot of threes. They got 3 of their starters averaging in double figures with Walker, Campbell, and Palmer. I mean, they're going to be a perimeter-oriented team, and if they're hitting, it's going to be a real exciting game. If they're missing, the Colts could run away with it.
Yeah. Well,
and we are 10 seconds away. We'll send you over to the legendary Jeff Riggins as he gives the announcing of the starting lineup in the national anthem. Age. So we got another lineup change here for the Colts as it's going to be Webster, Eibel, Jake Singleton, Trayvon Mayo, and Dane Singleton. And the expected starting lineup for the Muskies: Palmer, Campbell, Walker, Walls, and Israel, as Webster and Walker with the jump, and the Muskies are going to get it. Meadowbrook coming out man-to-man as usual. Palmer looking for the backdoor. Walker layup,
nice
no
feed,
good.
Webster was able to order the shot there, so.
Singleton with the board, bringing it across. Walls guarding, expected to get the assignment on him. Switch here as Campbell's calling him now. Pass over to Webster.
Yeah, Webster got his man leaning.
Up, no good. Rebounded Dane Singleton, good.
And there, that's been one of Dane's specialties, is getting down to the block, getting those offensive boards and put back. So it's good to see early Meadowbrook getting the early offensive putback.
Walls layup blocked by
Eibel,
get the rebound.
I believe Eibel had a block the last game, if I'm not mistaken, or the game before. So Meadowbrook defensively coming out strong early on here.
And John Glenn's got the ball in the paint, but they haven't finished on the
right.
2 shots.
Yeah, Meadowbrook with the block, and Webster the first possession ordered his shot. So
here's Singleton driving left, scoop up, no good. Dane Singleton
gets the rebound. So 2 early offensive boards for Dane. And that could spell trouble for John Glenn, because Meadowbrook, they start getting them second chance, third chance points. As you said, it could be a long night.
And Jake Singleton with the 3 there. Got the elevator screen. Walls couldn't get through it.
Yeah, that was a nice find over by Trayvon.
Palmer setting the Muskies up. Gets it over to Walls. Walls driving. And this time he's going to draw the foul.
Yep. Got Easton leaning a little bit there, and once he had him where he wanted him, he just drove right by him to the 10. So that was a nice take by Caden Walls.
So John Glenn, normally a perimeter-oriented team, have been aggressive in getting to the hoop.
Yeah, and that's coaching, you know what I mean? They see something they like early on, and they're trying to attack it.
Caden Walls knocked down the first free throw.
And gets John Glenn on the board.
And he splashes the second.
Silky smooth shots there by Walls.
Eibel with it, being guarded by Israel. Passes it over to Mayo. Dribbling around, hands it off to Webster, almost stolen. Now he's down the lane, puts it up, off glass, and good.
And something I like that no call there. Sometimes you'll see a little bump get called, but nice no call by the ref there, letting him play a little bit.
7-2 Colts, just over 2 minutes in. As Walker's going to hand it off to Campbell. Now he hands it off to Walls. Tosses it over to Palmer.
And as we said last game, Trayvon was really a defensive force, causing a lot of problems. And tonight, doing a good job early on as well.
Campbell outside to Israel. He's going to lift the corner.
Dane was able to close out quick and get his hand up in his face.
And other end, no good. Shot by Singleton, rebounded by Walker. So Walker with it's going to hand off to Palmer. He's going to lift the three. No good. Rebounded by Walls. His shot's no good. And we're going to have a foul. So Walls, it
looks like it's on Jake. So that's Meadowbrook's second team foul here in the early going.
Walker up top to Palmer. Palmer getting everybody organized. Walker shot fake looking, doesn't have anything, being guarded by Webster here. Gets it over to Israel.
Nice job of being patient here.
Walls is going to lose it there. Singleton's going to pick it up, make that. Dane Singleton.
A little frustration foul there.
So we're going to have our first sub as sophomore Noah Winland's going to check in for Steven Israel here for the Muskies.
That foul call called on Caden Walls, his first.
Webster looking around, slipping.
Nice.
As Dane Singleton kicks it out to Eibel, three, no good. Singleton gets the rebound, but it's stolen. I believe that was Winland.
Was that Winland? Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was
coming in and making a play as he gets it over to Walker, who nails the three, rattles it around and down.
Yeah, that's a big bucket there by Walker. That's John Glenn's first field goal from the floor. So we're under halfway point of here at the first frame.
Winland had almost stolen there. As Mail's going to think about it and then
probably a smart decision though.
And we're having an offensive foul there. So good aggressive move by Webster, but decided to take one dribble too many. He's going to get called for the charge.
Yeah, and that was a good call by the ref there because John Glenn player was set. Webster probably could have pulled up there in that moment, but hey, he saw the paint was wide open, wanted to take it to the basket, so you can't fault him for being aggressive.
And KGP fans will see Carson Todd down there taking pictures. I thought Caleb was going to do it, but
I thought he was our JV exclusive.
We're going to have it on the ball floor.
Yeah. So, yeah, I tell you what, that's Meadowbrook's fourth foul already at the 3:32 mark, so something to keep an eye on as we progress here in this first half.
Israel checking back in for Walls. That foul was on Trayvon Mayo, his first. Palmer driving, kicks it out to Israel. Now back out to Palmer. Three-pointer is good. So like we said in the early going, John Glenn, when they're hitting threes, they're handfuls. They now have their first lead of the game, 8-7.
Yeah, on a 6-0 run with those back-to-back triples.
Eibel hands it off. Webster gets it back to Eibel. He's going to get the ball screen.
Almost, he does lose it, yep.
And that I have is a third turnover for the Colts.
Three turnovers. So Meadowbrook having of course, one of them on the charge call, but Meadowbrook having a little trouble in the early going.
Palmer bringing it up.
Webster, nice. Yeah, great defense by Webster there.
Getting his hand in the pass lane, deflecting it, and then getting to retrieve it.
Yeah, it was great ball movement by Meadowbrook there.
And Webster to Iable for the three, and the Colts have the lead right back at 10-8.
And I tell you what, that was Jake feeding to Webster and him swinging it over to the corner. So nice ball movement, as I said, by Meadowbrook there.
Give Jake the hockey assist.
Yeah, that's right. Two-line pass, right?
Israel into Walker, spins off of man, double
Great
team
job,
from
yeah,
Iable.
Iable, the help
Israel
side.
three's good.
Man. I believe that Walker on the assist.
So the third three of the game for the Muskies. We talked about them driving early. Well, they've given up on driving and been kicking out when they've driven and been knocking the threes down here. Singleton looking to drive, and he's going to throw it away. Another Meadowbrook turnover. As now Walls and Noah Larrick will check in. So Larrick's going to give the Colts a little different kind of player to guard. It's 6'5" big man.
And I'll tell you what, got to be impressed with John Glenn so far. Even in the early going, they got looks down in the paint. They're getting them outside, the arc. So they're doing a nice job offensively here in this
they get it right
first quarter.
Get it right into Larrick. He skips it over to Walls. Walls looking to drive, kicks it out to Israel. Good recovery by the Colts. John Glenn didn't get the shot they wanted. As Walker's going to pull up. No good. Battle for the board is going to go Meadowbrook's way.
Yeah. So I believe Palmer and Israel each missed one earlier, but I thought that was their first miss, but no, they've missed a few. So
they did make three
just
in a row.
I was going to say, they just seem so sizzling hot.
Iable being guarded tightly by Israel. Gets it over to Jake Singleton. Now here comes a ball screen from Dane. He denies it. Pulls the three over top of Walls. It's good. So 13-11 Colts with 1 minute to go.
That's Jake's second three-pointer of the first quarter. Entertaining
Walls
first quarter.
loses
Jake
it, stolen by
steals
Jake. And he's looking to drive passes. It's stolen by Palmer.
A defensive play by Palmer.
Probably should have went with a bounce pass there. Tried skipping it or line driving one through there, but Palmer, solid hands.
And both teams have done nice things. There's another three. Yeah.
So Walker
now
to Palmer.
Walker, yeah.
Second three for Palmer, and it's 14-13 Muskies.
Tell you what, I feel like we're at the NBA All-Star festivities. See all these threes being thrown up.
Meadowbrook looking to hold it for that last shot more than likely here as Iable has it. 10 seconds. Over to Mayo. Mayo looking around.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Jake.
Oh, and he got him on the hand, yeah. Jake shake and baked him there. Went back to the base or sideline.
Yeah, he gave him a little Z cut and went right back outside. And I'll tell you what, that was a nice job by Jake getting himself open. There's something you rarely see. A Singleton missed free throw.
He went through a little bit of hiccups at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
shooting in the high 70s, which is a hiccup for him.
Yeah,
but he has picked it up and lately, and probably had a nice little run going there before that miss.
Yeah, that ties us up here. Actually, Meadowbrook's still down trailing one. That
actually,
ties us up.
This should give Meadowbrook a 1 point lead.
I thought it was.
Yes,
there was.
It was 13-14. And John Glenn just elects to run the clock out. So at the end of the first quarter, an exciting first quarter as the Colts have a 15-14 lead. And we'll thank our sponsors, the Stemmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, RHEA, the Meadowbrook Teachers Union, Graham Excavating, and Westfall Services. We'll be back after a quick break with second quarter action here on the KGP Network.
Hey, Trey.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter here at Meadowbrook High School. Colts possession leading 15-14 as Webster gets by Walker, puts a shot up, no good, reverse layup, but we're going to have a foul on Walker. So Webster's going to shoot 2 here to start the second quarter. And short on the first free throw. And the second one misses. Campbell with the board. So Palmer again setting it up. Israel inside to Walker. Walker backing down Dane Singleton. Yeah. He's going to get called for steps.
I'll tell you what, you got to admire Palmer's beard out there. I don't know that I could grow a beard like that until maybe I was about 30. So I was sitting here watching that. I was like, man, I'll tell you what, Palmer looks like he's about 28, a 10-year senior out there.
I think he even had that last year, too.
Wow.
So, as a junior.
My 30-year past high school graduation self is jealous of that.
So Trayvon with it. Gets it over the Jake, guarded by Palmer.
Yeah, nice take.
Good job by Walker to try altering the shot, but to no avail as Jake now with 11.
Yeah, he seemed like he circled that in the air about 12 times.
I think he has 10, even though it says 11 on the scoreboard.
Trayvon did a nice job of closing out on Campbell there because he's about ready to shoot that 3 in the left corner there.
Campbell guarded by Mayo. Cutting him off. Now he's got in the paint.
Yeah,
puts it up. No good, but we're going to have a foul. So Colin Campbell's going to be at the line shooting 2.
Yeah, and kind of bailed him out a little bit because he was a little bit out of control there, but Trayvon getting him with the body. Coach Jarrett talking to him about it a little bit. So that's 2 on Trayvon. That's a big second foul on him here in the early going, especially with a short bench tonight.
And Campbell hits the first free throw. And he's long on the second, but Walker gets the board and ties it up with the lay-in. Big second chance points there for the Muskies as we're tied at 17.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say Walls.
Your Singleton pull-up is going to draw the foul, and that's going to be the second on Walls.
Yeah, Walls got away with it, a shove as Jake was trying to cut, but he gets him in the air there. So Jake going to go back to the line for his 4th and 5th attempts.
So Noah Wendland getting ready to check back in for the Muskies. He's probably getting Walls, who has 2. And Singleton.
Man, yeah, that's just very rare.
And for the Meadowbrook, you hope this doesn't continue. As
no, he's shooting my language, 50% from the free throw line. So there he goes.
So 18-17 Colts. The bearded one, Avery Palmer with it.
Yeah, there you go. You'll have to tell him what school we were talking about him.
I don't see the high school kids much as I'm at the middle school.
That's right.
And Palmer looking to drive, doesn't have anything. Kicks it over to Walker. Walker to a curl cutting. Noah Wendland puts the shot up and good. Big bucket from Noah Wendland.
John Glenn has done a nice job cutting down that lane tonight, getting looks. Meadowbrook's going to have to do a better job of cutting that off.
Trayvon got cut off by Walker, and we're going to have a foul on Walker.
Yeah, reach in on Walker, his second.
Yeah, that's 2 on him, and obviously it's not a person that John Glenn wants to get in foul trouble as he's there.
At all.
He's their statistical leader, I think, in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks.
Yeah, 2 boards, 5 points, 3 assists. He's having a solid first half so far.
Singleton looking to drive, goes down the lane, and he's going to get called for the steps.
Yeah. there's the Euro step, and then there's the Continental step, and I believe that was the Continental step. So
the NBA step.
Yes.
Parmer passes it over to Israel, gets it inside to Campbell. Backing down, Jake almost loses it. Somehow keeps it alive and across. Israel for three, no good. Wendland with the rebound.
John Glenn is just doing
no good. And Webster's going to retrieve it. So we had a three.
Yeah, I don't know who shot. Yeah, Israel shot the
and
three.
Then,
there you go.
Wendland got the board, and the putback no good, and Webster gets the rebound. That's Eibel outside to Webster, three, gets it down.
Meadowbrook kind of needed that. It seemed like they had kind of getting a little stagnant there, so big bucket there to put the Colts back on top.
21-19.
Tell you what, if you're watching from home, this has a nice job by Parmer to find.
There's Noah Wendland again. So Wendland having a good game off the bench for the Muskies. 4 points here this quarter, and we're tied at 21. Garrett Milam checking in for Meadowbrook here. Looks like he's going to check in for Eibel. So 4:35 to go here in the second quarter. We're pretty much the same as the beginning, tied at 21.
Yeah, it's been entertaining, as I was getting ready to say before the timeout. I tell you what, this has a tournament feel to it. Big crowd, lead changes, two good teams. It's been an entertaining first quarter, or first half, I should say.
And it's going to be interesting because John Glenn's going to be one of those teams where they're going to have to choose. Obviously, Tri-Valley's probably going to go to one end of the bracket.
Right.
Meadowbrook's probably going to go to the other. Who does John Glenn feel they match up better with? And
I mean, tonight early on, they look like they're doing a nice job of matching up with Meadowbrook.
I mean, they played tight with Tri-Valley earlier this year in games, but have lost. I believe they lost to them both times. Maybe they haven't played them a second time.
And, you know, as I say, Meadowbrook a little short-handed tonight. So, I mean, there's always that. You know, they're not at their full squad, but still, hey, you got to play the games on your schedule. Nice job by Dane slipping again there. Oh, Milam wasn't pay. Oh, I don't know how Milam was able to get that.
Sometimes better lucky than good. Jeez, there.
I want him on the Steelers for Johnson.
And Mayo's going to drive down the lane, lay it up and in.
And I tell you what, I like the fact that he used the glass there. Good job by Trayvon. Textbook layup.
So
Webster.
Speaking about lucky than good there. Turnabout's fair play as the Muskies catch a break there.
You needed Milam in there to be able to see that and catch it.
And we're going to have a 5-second on Parmer.
Good job by Trayvon on the D.
So once
Trayvon got a 5-second call in the last game, so he is really, as I said last time, he has become their defensive presence at times here in the second half of this season.
Yeah, right now you probably fair to say he's the best on-ball defender on the team.
Yeah, I would say definitely.
And Webster's going to drive baseline, reverse layup,
nice
and good.
Take. That's the second time Webster's went down low like that.
Meadowbrook up 25.
Yeah, you like to
21.
Webster's got 7, so you like seeing the aggressiveness out of him.
And this is their biggest lead since 5-0 as Milam's going to get called for the foul.
Little reach foul there.
And that's the 6th team foul on Meadowbrook, so next foul will be a 1-and-1 for the Muskies.
Yeah, with 3:19 to go. So as you said, largest lead here at 5 points. Actually tied their largest lead. They were up 7-2
so they're 4 now.
And that's a 25-21
by Colin Campbell.
Campbell from Parmer.
Yep. So 1-point game again.
And I couldn't see that board. I thought it said 26, Darren. So, and those of you at home, I apologize. Don't get it.
Offensive foul on the Colts.
Offensive foul, yeah.
And that's on Dane.
Dane, that's his first.
Little, I believe, a moving screen, legal screen. So now it seems like this has been the story of the game. The one team has possession, of the basketball, looking to take a lead with a 1-point deficit. Seems like John Glenn gets a bucket to go up 1, then Meadowbrook comes back, gets a bucket to go up one on the other end, and it's just kind of been a seesaw battle here for the most part. Wendland hands it off to Campbell. Gets it over to Walker.
Run a little motion here.
Walker's three, short, no good. Walls battling for the board, and he's going to be shooting too.
Yeah, Dane's going to get him. Tell you what, John Glenn has been very aggressive tonight on the boards.
A good, tough rebound there by Walls, especially
Walls
with him having 2 personal fouls.
Yeah, he's a pretty scrappy kid.
His first free throw's short. As Israel's going to check in for Parmer, and Eibel's going to check back in for Milam. In a second, rattles around and out as Webster's going to get the board.
2 big misses by John Glenn. Could have had the lead there.
Eibel being guarded tightly by Walls. Wendland here on Singleton.
I'll tell you what, Walls pretty good on the ball defender. With 2, I don't know if he wants to be quite that aggressive.
And Singleton's going to lift the 3. Good on the step back.
And it seemed like forever since Jake has taken a shot. But quietly putting together another solid ball game.
And Walls' 3's no good, rebounded by Dane Singleton. Meadowbrook pushing. Handoff to Singleton from Mayo, 3. No good, rebounded by Israel.
Oh, and that's Dane's 3rd. Wow.
And a little tough little kind of ticky-tack foul there.
But hey, I mean.
Unfortunately, it is a foul.
Definitely bodied him. So it looks like we're going to get 24. Colton Delancey's going to come in now.
Maybe we'll get to hear one of my favorite basketball chants, that he's a freshman champ for Colton Delancey. Israel at the line here, shooting the 1-and-1, knocks down the first. Closes the gap to 3. And the next one's good, so it's a 2-point game, 28-26, 1:36 to go in the first half. Now Israel's got the assignment of guarding Jake Singleton. Now Walls after the switches.
A little switch there.
So they're switching around on everything, kind of guarding, playing man, but kind of guarding in spots.
Right.
As Eibel to Webster to Mayo.
As I say, minute 5 to go. Meadowbrook may pull it out. John Glenn doing a great job here, sitting back on defense. So we'll see if Meadowbrook pulls it out for the last shot here. Jake takes a look up at the board, and I think that's what Meadowbrook has decided on.
And I don't think John Glenn's going to want him to do it, but
what a nice pump by Delancey. Oh.
No good. And he's going to be called for the foul.
That was Larry on the rebound.
Colton just rushed himself a little bit too much there.
I think he was surprised at how open he was. So
Walker's going to be at the line shooting, and this is going to be a 2-shot foul.
Yeah, because that's
10.
10, so looks like he could get the tie. But it was a smart decision by Meadowbrook because, I mean, you have it wide open. You don't want to pass up a easy opportunity for layup. But as you say, Delancey, probably, I don't know if I can remember him being in at this kind of a juncture in the game. So freshman, maybe a little bit of nerves. So, you can't fault the kid getting in at this, moment. So
Walker hits the first, misses the second. Eibel gets the board. And guess what? It's a 1-point game.
That's just, like you said, it feels like it's been a one-possession game the whole first half.
And you got to love that as a basketball fan.
It's been a great game.
These tight, contested games.
Yeah, fans definitely getting their money's worth tonight. But something, over the years, these two schools have played several times, and you know what? It's always a battle when they meet up on the hardwood.
And we're going to have a foul there. Well, John Glenn had one to give there.
Or actually, that's Israel, I believe. They called that on. Yeah, Israel.
So Noah Winland's going to check in for John Glenn. He's going to check in for Walker. Smart decision there. Walker has
definitely
2
smart,
fouls.
Yeah, smart coaching there. You know, if you got one to give, take it. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout.
So Coach Scheck's going to call a timeout for the Muskies. 30-second timeout with 11 seconds to go. Colts up 28-21.
Probably going to discuss how they want to defend this, because obviously, as the opposing team and coaches, that they're going to want to get the ball in Singleton's hand. So I'm sure that's what they're going to discuss, how we can keep it out of his hands from him hitting a 3, because usually that's what you see at the end of the half is Jake's going to take a 3. So we'll see if they talk about switching and matchups, what they're going to do here.
Yeah, Jake has half of the Meadowbrook points tonight.
Yeah, and it's, a lower scoring affair tonight.
But it seems like we come in big spurts. Like John
Right,
Glenn hit those 3 threes in a row, and it looked like we were getting off to the races. But
and that was the thing. John Glenn only had 4 field goals in the first quarter, all of them on 3s. They hit a pair of free throws, by Walls, but other than that, they hit 4 threes that opening frame.
So
Jake just got plowed by Larrick.
And how about that? You put your biggest guy on him as the shot there's no good. And I believe Winland got the rebound. The shot was no good by Webster. Winland with the board, and that's going to send us to the half with the Colts on top by 1, 28-27. We'll be back after a real quick break with first half statistics and analysis here on the KGP Network. You can enjoy the Brook jump rope team, and we'll be back after that here on the KGP Network. Welcome back. Halftime here at Meadowbrook High School. A great rendition by the Brook Jump Rope team. If you're like me watching, you probably are going to be sore for about a month as the jumps and hoops and everything else they do, an impressive feat for those young boys and girls. So we're going to look down. We're at the half. Meadowbrook on top, 28-27. Meadowbrook grabbed an early 5-0 lead in the first quarter, then extended down to 7-2, and then the Muskies battled back, grabbed the lead. It's been a one-possession game the rest of the way as Meadowbrook had a lead 15-14 at the end of the first. Both teams tallied 13 points in the second quarter as Meadowbrook leads the half 28-27. Looking down at scoring, we'll start first for the visiting John Glenn Muskies. Leading the way, co-scoring leaders, Nathan Walker and Avery Palmer with 6 points apiece. Stephen Israel with 5 points. With 4 points each, Noah Winland and Colin Campbell. And with 2 points, Caden Walls. Over on the other side for the host Colts, leading the way, Jake Singleton with 14 points. Drew Webster has 7. And Eibel with 3. And with 2 points each, Trayvon Mayo and Dane Singleton with 2 points each. So that's the scoring. Heath, let's look at the other statistics.
Okay, for shooting, Meadowbrook ended up the first half 10 of 17 from the floor, including a hot 5 of 7 from downtown. On the flip side, John Glenn was 9 of 17 from the floor. They also hit 5 threes, but was 5 of 11 from beyond the arc. As far as team statistics, Meadowbrook holding a slim 11-10 lead on the glass. Leader for Meadowbrook, Dane Singleton, a nice job tonight with 4. Easton Eibel with 3. For John Glenn, their leaders, 2 players, Nathan Walker and Caden Walls, each with 3 rebounds. As far as assists, John Glenn, a nice job. 7 of their 9 buckets have been assisted. Their big leader was Nathan Walker. Again, as you said, Mr. Stat Stuffer himself, he had 3 assists there, so good job. Meadowbrook had 3 assists, 3 players each with 1. As far as steals, Meadowbrook ended up with 2. Webster and Jake Singleton each had 1. On the flip side, John Glenn also with 2. One player, Avery Palmer, had 1, and Noah Winland had 1. Meadowbrook only had 1 block of the game. That was Easton Eibels. As far as turnovers go, Meadowbrook had 7, and John Glenn had 5. But again, both teams settled down a little bit better in the second quarter. Meadowbrook had 5 turnovers in that opening frame, but only 2 in the second quarter. So there's your team statistics and analysis for the first half.
And we still got 30 seconds to spare, so guess what? We'll thank those sponsors.
Yeah, that's always
the
a good
Stemmer
job.
family, FMJ Indoor Range, RHEA, the Meadowbrook Teachers Union, Graham Excavating, and West Fall Services. So we thank them for sponsoring us and providing this opportunity to bring the live stream to you. All of the people watching in Guernsey and Muskingum counties, our friends from New Concord.
What do you think is going to get the job done here in the second half, Darren?
It comes down to that one word that starts with an E, and execution. Both teams, whoever's going to win is going to have to do a better job executing with the ball in their hands and making the right plays. If John Glenn continues, if they shoot second half like they did the first quarter, it definitely favors the Muskies. Right. Meadowbrook's just got to continue to grind this down as Hup's going to start the second half here for the Colts. And Walker's going to lift a 3.
And that was from Palmer. A good start for John Glenn in the second half here.
And they're going to reclaim the lead by 2. Webster to Mayo, over to Hupp. He's looking to drive, gets in the paint, scoops it up, no good. Webster with the rebound, put back, no good. Palmer's going to get it. So, Campbell with it, over to Palmer.
He's
Palmer
he wanted it on the ball screen. Palmer was calling for somebody, but nobody came to give him that screen.
He's going to hand it off to Campbell.
Campbell over to Walls, and then the corner, I think that's Israel.
And that's going to be
Kick, maybe?
Kicked. Yeah, I was going to say it looks like it was kicked. And,
yeah, they're going to confer here. I think there was definitely a kicked ball because it kind of was a little bit misdirected there, so somebody had to have hit it. And they're going to go ahead and call the kick.
Coach Scheck was the first one on the call, as he was saying
possession,
but you never can believe a coach. They just were players. They just want to keep possession no matter what.
Right. You could see it from up here that it was misdirected because it didn't go straight through. So
Parmer hands it off to Walls. Walls driving down the lane, shot up and good.
I'll tell you what, you give Walls just a sliver of daylight, and he's going to slip down through there. And don't look now, but John Glenn opening this second half on a 5-0 run, and now they're holding their largest lead of the game.
Mayo over to Eibel. They're trying to set some screens to get Singleton open. Good switching by the Muskies there. And Mayo's going to be open from Eibel, and there's the three.
Yeah, that was much needed there.
John Glenn coming right back.
And, you know, you'd like to see Trayvon shooting those shots within the offense. So, great job by Trayvon, too, stepping over. But I'll tell you what, John Glenn has gone to that Walls matchup against Eibel several times. You know, they definitely like that matchup as
and
Walls
Singleton answers.
Answers with the huge three.
I don't know if there was a assist or not on that one.
Yeah, I think there was, but I looked up and I saw the ball go to him.
So we're tied at 34, and that's going to be a foul on Singleton. Israel's going to be shooting two. So fast and furious offensive action here in the second quarter, or third quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, and you know, Meadowbrook back-to-back triples there, so.
Showing the Muskies that they also can have the perimeter offense as Israel knocks down the first one.
You just feel like this is one of them games where one of the teams goes on about a 11-2 run or something. You just kind of sense it's going to be one of those nights where if one of the teams can get one of them big runs, it could be the difference in this game tonight.
I think it's going to be one of those games who has the ball last might be winning.
That's true. Like that's what we've seen so far. But
Singleton fakes the pass, pulls up, no good, rebounded Walker.
And I'll tell you what, they're doing a great job of guarding that glass again.
And we're going to have a blocking foul. Tough call there. Campbell's going to be at the line.
Yeah, I thought Trayvon was set on that one, but you know, he might have been down in inside of that block.
He might have just slid in a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Campbell shooting two, split a pair earlier in the first half. And his first shot short.
I was going to say, we'll hope to split a pair here now.
So Dane Singleton checking back in for Easton Eibel. And Campbell knocks down the second, gives the Muskies a 37-34 lead. Webster guarded by Walker.
He missed Dane, and Coach Sheriff's like, Dane.
Kick out. Mayo, good recovery there from Israel.
Yeah, nice job with Trayvon to keep
Webster to Hupp, over to Singleton. Here comes the ball screen, denies it, looking to attack, doesn't have anything, picks it up, gets it to Dane Singleton. Doesn't have anything, opposite block, back out, now swings it over. Mayo from Singleton, good.
Nice.
So Trayvon Mayo.
And Coach
stepping up.
Coach Scheck is not happy.
So Trayvon, two big three-pointers here this quarter. And we're back to tie ball game at 37-37. 4:51 to go in the third quarter. So
look around and make sure I'm not in Athens here, right?
3 threes this quarter already for Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
I think they had 5, you said, in the first half, so 8 for the game now.
And let me see, they've hit all 3. Yeah, they are 8 of 10 tonight from downtown.
I tell you what, if you shoot that percentage,
right.
it's decent.
Yeah, it makes up for the turnovers they had there in that first, you know what I mean? So, but here John Glenn is, you know, they're right there. This game has been a wild affair so far.
And actually, I think Meadowbrook called that timeout, according to the scoreboard, as it shows Meadowbrook with 3 timeouts and John Glenn with 4, because John Glenn used that timeout right before the half. And we're going to have a travel on Parmer. So that little soft pressure from the Colts kind of rattled them just enough to force the turnover.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of that. I mean, the last game against Coshocton, Meadowbrook showed a lot of full court press and caused a lot of turnovers. So
Mayo with the high post.
Nice job of Walker denying Singleton. They've made Singleton work tonight. I'll give John Glenn credit where it's due. Their defense has done a nice job overall in Singleton.
Up top with it. Wants it cleared out, looking. Looks to drive down the middle, loses it, retrieves it, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Walker says no. I tell you what, Webster was camped out at that left three-point line, and I tell you what, if he gets that pass, he's got a wide open look. So nice job by Walker of denying that pass out to him.
There's a three, up, no good, and
Parmer
with the board.
Rebound, yeah.
So that foul was on Dane Singleton, and that's going to be his
fourth, yeah.
Fourth, wow.
No point, Dane back out.
So Eipel's going to check back in for him. And there's that place where Meadowbrook likes to trap, right at that half-court line. John Glenn breaks it this time. And Walker almost.
Yeah, he's lucky because Jake was coming.
Campbell shoots a long three, no good. Hupp with the board.
Up on the board.
Singleton to Hupp, going to hand it off back to him. Gets it over to Eipel.
That was a good bounce pass because Parmer was looking to jump at possibly.
Here comes the ball screen switch from the Muskies. Gets it to Singleton.
Walls getting away with a little handsy there.
Eipel fakes it, drives down the lane, up and off the glass.
Yeah, great take by Easton. Easton's second bucket of the night gives him 5 on the game.
So 39-37 Meadowbrook. No, Winland passes it over to Parmer, back to Winland. Tosses it over to Walker, lifts the three, good. No hesitation from Nathan Walker. Knocks it down, and guess what? The Muskies are up 1. Jake being guarded. Gets it in. Hupp battles through a double and triple team up and in.
That's just a solid offensive move by Hupp.
The backside help was a little late. Singleton got it into him, and they scored the bucket.
John Glenn.
And we're going to have a technical.
Wow, I don't know who I think they called it on Walls.
Yeah, that was on Walls.
He'd been kind of scrappy tonight, so I don't know what they got him on. If a little chippy maybe afterwards. I'm not sure what happened there, Darren.
And Jake knocks down the first free throw.
That's a huge technical foul there. So keep that in your memory back, folks at home.
Yep, you're talking Hupp got the bucket, then they got the 2 free throws, and now they're getting possession. So this could be a big 6-point swing,
well,
maybe 7 if they knock down the 3.
Yeah, you get another one, 3 or 7. So yeah, those are back breakers sometimes.
Eipel over to Hupp, fakes it, looking to drive, doesn't have anything.
Nice
it's Mayo
job,
backdoor cut layup, good. Big third quarter for Trayvon Mayo. He has 8-10 for the night.
And that was great awareness by Trayvon to see that lane open and cut with an easy basket.
So Meadowbrook back to their biggest lead of the night, 45-40.
Yeah, and that was 7-2 early on. Nice job, Jake. That could be a 5-second call.
And we got a timeout.
At 4 3/4, they get the timeout. So Coach Sheck aware of that was about a 5-second call, so he had to use the timeout.
So 2:02 remaining in the third quarter. The Colts lead by 5. We'll thank our sponsors, the Stemmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, RHEA, the Meadowbrook Teachers Union, Graham Excavating, and Westfall Services. So the Muskies came out of the gate of the start of the second half, really, with a little heat streak, and had their biggest lead of 4. But Meadowbrook has countered the big technical foul, the bucket and the technical foul. They had that little 4-point swing there that's given them this 45-40 lead.
And as you said, Trayvon has been the offensive catalyst this quarter. Couple wide open threes, knocking them down. A good cut for the basket. And you also got to look at Huff's basket that he had down low, as you said, basically double, triple teamed and worked his way to get up for the layup. So Meadowbrook doing a nice job offensively this quarter.
Walker's shot no good, rebounded by Singleton.
Feels like that's Walker's first miss in forever.
Webster over to Eibel, to Mayo, to Jake. Looking, skips it across to Webster. Doesn't have anything up top. Mayo swings it over to Jake Singleton. Now the handoff to Mayo. Thought about it.
Yeah.
Now he's going to hit a slipping. Josh up for the lay-in.
Let me just return the favor to you, old buddy, old pal, as T.J. Mitchell would say. So nice job there, returning the favor. Trayvon to Hupp.
Pass inside to Walker, going to work inside. Gets a man up, throws it
Yeah.
up, and
Drew
going to draw the foul.
Yeah, Drew initially did a nice job of staying down, but then Walker pivoted a little bit and then got him up in the air. So, see what, Walker, as you said, Darren, he is a good player for sure. Look up at that. They need these points in the worst way with Meadowbrook up 7 at the 117 mark.
We might want to check the rim here on this side. Meadowbrook kind of struggled a little bit on free throws in the first half, and John Glenn kind of missing some here in the third.
As I said about that run, Meadowbrook won an 8-0 run right now, so, you know, it's a 7-point ball game. So we'll see if I was prophetic earlier.
He knocks down the second free throw, cuts it to 6. And we're going to have an offensive foul there.
Yep, Jake. You hate to see the call, but it was the right call. So
and that's
Jake
Jake's third.
Got caught with a little push off there. So good call by the ref for sure on that one.
Palmer with it here for the Muskies. Looking around, and we're
I think it's Walls. Yeah, it is.
That's going to be his 4th.
Yeah, I'd tell you what.
Third.
If I was Coach Sheck, I probably would. Yeah, and he's going to. I was going to say I'd probably sit him down because he's been frustrated, a little aggressive, getting the technical. It could be. That might be the end of his night.
So under a minute to go. 47-41 Meadowbrook. And there's a slipping Josh Hupp again from Singleton. It's worked a couple different times this quarter, and it's up to 8.
And that's when Meadowbrook's at their best, when they're able to get them slips like that, and they're playing within the – oh, Trayvon with the block.
And Palmer almost and does create the turnover.
Yep. Trayvon's asking the ref what happened there. I like how he went about that. Didn't argue, just didn't like the call, obviously, but hey, nice job by Palmer.
49-41. Now John Glenn looking for the last shot. Palmer long two off the glass.
Banks open. Tough shot. And John Glenn needed that one.
I don't know if he called it, but it counts. 49-43 at the end of 3.
That might have been a money order.
And we'll be back after a quick break here with fourth quarter action here on the KGP Network. Welcome back here, fourth quarter action. Meadowbrook on top, 49-43. With possession, Singleton driving.
Yeah,
Hupp's going to get called for the offensive foul on a illegal screen. Apparently that must be a point of emphasis against the Colts, but because last home game they got called for about three or four of them.
I think it was 4 of them. That's the third tonight, I think. Yeah. So
sometimes there's those things that coaches can chirp into an official's ear before the game to watch out for, and apparently that's something that's been widespread across the MVL apparently. Farmer hands it off to Wendland.
Trayvon was daring to go right. So
kick out from Campbell to Walker, short, rebounded by Jake Singleton. And he's going to lift a long three, no good. Ball's rattled around, and Walker comes up with it. Walker over to Campbell, skips it across, stolen by Singleton. He's driving, lays the scoop up and in. Big steal and lay-in for Jake Singleton to give the Colts a 51-43 lead. Now Walker hands it off to Wendland. Layup good. Big and much-needed bucket for the Muskies there. Cuts it back to a 6-point game. As Meadowbrook going right back, Singleton out to Hupp.
Yeah, Walker was almost there for the steal.
Eibel slowing it down, gets it over to Hupp.
Yeah, holding the 6.
Being patient, and Eibel's going to lift a long three and nail it.
Tell you what, Meadowbrook has absolutely just been
big time
torrid from the three-point line tonight.
And we're going to have a foul here. I believe the foul is going to be on Easton Eibel.
His second. That's her 7th already. Looks like I think Campbell's going to the line for 2.
Yep.
So yeah, that's John Glenn already in the 1-and-1 bonus.
And he knocks down the first. So Campbell now with 6.
Meadowbrook with 17 fouls this quarter. Again, I think 2 of those are charges. And then you've got John Glenn with just 2.
And Campbell knocks down both free throws, so 7-point game, 54-47.
Still a lot of time left.
With this John Glenn team, it ain't over till it's over.
No.
Just as the Riverview Black Bears, as Jake misses the 3, rebounded by Israel.
Yeah, and if they miss threes like that, it's going to allow John Glenn to get right back in it. Palmer from Israel, no. And Jake on the rebound. But yeah, Palmer on the miss. That could have been a big shot for John Glenn.
The reason I say that about the Riverview Black Bears, they were up 6 with 6 seconds to go, and Meadowbrook tied the game up and sent it into overtime as Singleton misses the first, misses the second, but Hupp tips it in.
It's a huge bucket by Hupp.
So
Hupp's done a nice job this second half coming off the bench.
So it's a 9-point lead as Walker's going to lift the 3, no good. Wendland gets the board.
Yeah, it's definitely Meadowbrook's ball. So yeah, Walker on the 3, Wendland with the rebound, and then he fell on the turnover.
So Meadowbrook possession up 9 now.
And you feel like if Meadowbrook can get a big bucket here.
There's a big 3, Mayo, no good, rebounded by Israel. Israel taps it over to Walker.
Meadowbrook faithful didn't like it.
And Walker's going to lift a long 3, no good. And Webster with the board. And that pass is deflected, out of bounds, going to stay possession.
I don't know. I was going to say Palmer. I don't know if that was Palmer or Campbell who knocked that out, but
and we're going to have a timeout, Meadowbrook.
Either way, nice job of John Glenn at denying that easy bucket.
So 56-47.
Yeah, you look.
4:46 to go.
One of the big keys here the second half. You know, Dane got his 4th foul, and Hupp coming off the bench. not playing the first half tonight, came in off the bench and has scored 8 in the second half. A couple big assists, you know, on finding backdoor slips. You know, Hub has been very instrumental offensively the second half for Meadowbrook.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you can get that second and third option, providing in a Trayvon with the 8 in that third quarter. So those two have definitely been the catalyst here for Meadowbrook in the second half.
Yep. And then, you know, looking at that first half, you know, Webster did a nice job offensively. So Meadowbrook has done a nice job again. We just touched upon that against Coshocton the other night in that game, how Meadowbrook is really starting to play more and more like a team. And, you know, as we get into tournament time, teams going to know that they're going to try to take away Singleton. But, you know, if Meadowbrook plays like this and other guys like Trayvon and Hupp and Eibel step up and hit shots and Webster, you know, Meadowbrook can make other teams pay with their secondary pieces.
Meadowbrook moving it around. Webster with it left wing.
Yeah,
gets it over to Hupp.
No reason to rush up 9 with 4.5 to go. At this point, you only want shots within the offense.
Eibel over to Hupp. Meadowbrook working the clock.
Wendland, fortunately, okay, fell on his back there.
So Meadowbrook continuing to hold it and work the clock.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. About 40, that timeout at 4:46, so they've shaved off almost a minute. That was Walker that knocked that loose.
Up and just overthrown.
So each team will trade turnovers here.
So Wendland,
yeah, that was Walker on that steal knocking that ball away.
Wendland tried getting it up ahead to Campbell, but just off his fingertips and out of bounds, so it's going to go back to the Colts.
So I think Meadowbrook's just going to sit and be content to try to milk this thing out. John Glenn's probably going to have to take some chances here.
Jake's driving down the lane, and there's
get the reach in.
There's one foul, so that's going to be the third team foul on John Glenn. Still have 3 more fouls to give.
I think that's Palmer. Well, are
it's
they calling
first?
Actually,
it's going to be on Wendland.
Going to be on Wendland, yeah. I think they missed that one because I think that was Palmer on the reach in.
Webster over to Hupp.
Oh, yes.
And just a second too late.
He knows about a fraction of a second too late. And good job by Wendland getting back there to stop that easy deuce.
Mayo with it over to Singleton up top. Gets the ball screen from Hupp. Fakes it out. Now he's driving down the lane. Layup good.
Switched hands even.
And it's a double-digit lead for the Colts, up 58-47. And we're going to have a foul on Jake. That's going to be his 4th.
Yeah, his 4th. And Coach Jarrett don't like that because not only is that Jake's 4th, but it's also going to send the Muskies to the line for a 1-and-1. It's going to be Israel going to the line. Yeah, not the recipe that Meadowbrook wants. You don't want John Glenn scoring with no time going off the clock.
And the first free throw is good.
Yeah, that's not what Coach Jarrett would like to see in this situation.
And the second one's good. So Israel 6 of 6 from the line here.
He's got 9 now for the game.
Up looking to drive, and we're going to have a foul on Walker. It's going to be on the floor. Team foul number 4 for the Muskies.
And that's Walker, I believe, his 3rd.
Yep.
Yes.
Mayo up top to Eibel. Now Hupp with it. Hupp looking to drive middle, scoop off the glass and in.
Tell you what, when Hupp gets that mindset that he's going to attack the rim, he's pretty hard to stop.
So double digits for Hupp as he has 10 now all in the second half. Hand off to Wendland, over to Palmer, looking in. Going to get it in to Campbell. Campbell looking to drive on Hupp, up, under, throws it up and down.
Solid bucket by Campbell there.
60 to 51, 2:15 and counting.
At this point, John Glenn cannot be trading buckets. They've got to get a stop here if they want to have any chance.
Israel guarding Eibel here. Hands it off to Hupp. And that's going to be stolen.
That was Winland.
Winland gets his hands on it first. Shot fake. Pulls up three. No good from Walker. Rebounded by Hupp.
Yeah, that would have brought the Muskie faithful to their feet. Big dodge bullet by Meadowbrook.
So Singleton, here comes the trap. He's going to draw the foul.
I think it's going to be on Israel maybe, and the timeout they're going to call. Let's see who they call that on.
And it was on Campbell.
Is first, and then timeout John Glenn. So
60 to 51, 1:34 to go, and
kind of. Go ahead, Darren. I'm sorry.
I know Coach Scheck, he was kind of on his players on that defense possession, wanting to get up there and pressure him.
Right.
And I think that's a big reason for the timeout is he's kind of saying, hey, we're at a sense of urgency here. We need to start pressuring and creating some turnovers.
Yeah, got to take some chances. As I said there probably about 40 seconds ago, you look up at the clock, too. John Glenn only with 5 fouls, so they still got 2 more to give before Meadowbrook goes to the line. So that's something else he's probably going to talk to him about, make sure we're going to have to get them at the line if we want to get back in this trailing by 9 with 94 seconds to go in this game.
So Meadowbrook leading by 9. Both teams 2 timeouts left. John Glenn has 1 foul to give, while Meadowbrook has 18 fouls, so John Glenn will be shooting at least 1 and 1 the rest of the way. So we're going to have a side out about half court for the Colts here. Eibel, trigger man, gets it into Mayo. Here comes the trap, gets it out to Hupp. Now Hupp up top to Eibel.
Good job by Meadowbrook getting away from the pressure.
Here comes the trap behind him, doesn't see it, and Coach Jarrett quickly using the timeout.
Very good timeout at that.
It's now with 1:20.
I think he sensed that they were on the verge of maybe coughing that over, so good timeout. But, you look at this game, again, still 80 seconds to go in the game, so anything is liable to happen. But, Meadowbrook up 9, and as I said there, it was early going in that third. I said it felt like it was one of those games to me where, yeah, as you said, Darren, the team with the ball last, it seemed like at that point. But, I just felt like the team that could get a run, an 8-0, a 10-1, 11-3 run, something, a sizable run to get some breathing room. I kind of felt like that team was going to be able to get the win tonight. And you look, Meadowbrook had that 10-1 run, 2 technical foul shots they were able to get. And that possession was big because they scored 6 on just that one trip down the floor. And that 10-1, run at that point, that's been the difference so far here in this game.
Yeah, it definitely has been the difference as the Colts lead by 9 with 1:20 to go. Meadowbrook's going to have it at side out. As the founder and owner of Caleb Graham Productions, yes. Caleb Graham himself is heading out.
Sure, Tommy's outside with his bell hat on in the limo waiting to pick up Caleb in his tuxedo. So
inbounds to Mayo, and we're going to have a quick foul from Palmer.
Yes.
So that's going to be the 6th team foul.
I'll tell you what, and that is Palmer's just his first. So he's played a lot of good aggressive defense tonight, and to only have picked up his first at the 119 mark is pretty impressive. So Palmer's had a good game tonight.
That's into Jake Singleton, and there's going to be a foul on Winland, who wanted the hook call on Singleton but doesn't get it.
And we've seen Singleton get called for that, but you're not going to get it when you're sitting there slapping at him. So probably not the guy you want to send to the line either.
No.
Even though early on he missed a couple, but he had his last 2 at the line.
And he knocks down that one.
And it's one of them games where, You know, we got a game there a while back where Jake ended up with 26 and just seemed kind of quiet. And tonight, that puts him at 25 as one of those games again because, you know, you look, his teammates just did a lot of good things tonight. So, but again, 25 points on a quiet night.
Parmer pulls along too, no good. Jake with the rebound.
Yeah, Jake's just one of those players that I'll tell you what, you know, he just scores and scores and scores, and he's been one of the most prolific scorers that come through this school in their history. And yet again, another good game, 25 tonight against another rival, a good team, John Glenn, 11-6 again, as we said at the outset, coming in. But nothing for John Glenn to hang their heads about. They come in here and give Meadowbrook everything they wanted and more. And, you know, we talked about it. These two teams could meet up again in tournament time. And, you know, I'm hoping, I'd like to see these teams go at it again because I'll tell you what, it's been a fun game to watch tonight. John Glenn, very, very solid team, well coached.
So
nice
Singleton
move.
knocks
Yeah,
down both free throws.
That's Wendland
with the driving bucket, assist from Parmer. And tossed up ahead, Hups runs it down.
Yeah, smart.
And now Singleton's going to go back to the line.
We'll pull that on Parmer again. Meadowbrook still just a 1-on-1 situation, as that was John Glenn's 9th team foul. 42.6 to go. Jake.
And he knocks down the first one.
Knocks down the first, and that gives him a 12-point lead.
So that's 8 straight made free throws for Singleton this game. Make it 9 in a row, as he now is up to 29.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, is it not?
Parmer driving, he's going to draw a foul. Noah Lyric looks like he's getting ready to check back in for the Muskies. Tyler Steinhoff. Nelson Cameron, as the shot's no good. Rebounded by Walker.
Walker, yeah.
3 by Campbell, no good. Rebounded by Singleton.
And I think this is going to do it. Yep.
Yep, that's going to be your ball game, as John Glenn's going to hold it. Or excuse me, Meadowbrook's going to hold it. So Meadowbrook is going to come away victorious. A big win for the Colts. A 66-53 victory here at the Cage. We'll thank our sponsors, the Stemmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, RHEA, Meadowbrook Teachers Union, Graham Excavating, and Westfall Services. We'll be back after a quick break with end of the game statistics and analysis here on the KGP Network. Welcome back, Meadowbrook High School. The Colts, thanks to a big late third quarter surge, come up with an impressive 66-53 victory over the John Glenn Muskies. A great first half tussle as Meadowbrook held a 15-14 lead at the end of the first quarter. Both teams were deadlocked at 13 points each in the second quarter as Meadowbrook had a 28-27 halftime lead. Meadowbrook extended that lead out to 49-43 at the end of the third. And then big free throw shooting down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Jake Singleton 6 of 6 at the line in the final 2-3 minutes as Meadowbrook picks up the 66-53 victory. Looking down, leading scoring, first for the visiting Muskies. Nathan Walker led the way with 13 points. With 9 points each was Stephen Israel and Colin Campbell. With 8 points each, Avery Palmer and Noah Winland, who had 8 off the bench. And Caden Walls finished with 6 points for the Muskies. Over to the Colts, leading the charge. Jake Singleton with 29 points. 2 others in double figures, Josh Hupp and Trayvon Mayo with 10 points each, where that duo scored 18 of their 20 points in the second half. With 8 points was Easton Eibel, 7 points Drew Webster, and 2 points to Dane Singleton. And Heath, let's look at the team statistics.
Okay, so shooting for Meadowbrook, shot 23 of 40 from the floor, so well over 50%, and also over 50% from the three-point line tonight. Shot 8 of 15 from beyond the arc, so really solid shooting for Meadowbrook tonight. On the flip side, John Glenn not too far off from shooting 50% themselves. Shot 17 of 35, but again, remember they started off on that torrid start from beyond the arc in that first quarter. Cooled off as the game went on, shot 7 of 22 from behind the three-point line. As far as team statistics go, Meadowbrook ended up winning the glass 22-18 for Meadowbrook. Their leader, Jake Singleton, was 6. And then you had 3 players with 4 apiece. Let's go ahead and give them shout-outs. Drew Webster had 4. Josh Hupp had 4. And Dane Singleton had 4. For the visiting Muskies, their leader, Nathan Walker, had 6. And then you had 3 other players had 3 apiece. Stephen Israel, Noah Winland, and Caden Walls. Caden Walls with 3. So those 3 guys with 3 apiece. As far as assists go, John Glenn ended up with 11 assists. Their leader, Avery Palmer, with 5, and Nathan Walker with 4. For the host Meadowbrook Colts, they had 10 on the night, and their leader was Jake Singleton with 3. As far as steals go, Meadowbrook with 3. Jake had 2 to be their leader. For John Glenn, they had 4. Noah Winland with 2 to be their leader. As far as blocks go, Meadowbrook had 2 blocks. Easton Eibel had 1, and Trayvon Mayo had 1. No blocks for the Muskies tonight. As far as turnovers, Meadowbrook ended up the evening with 12, and the visitors with 10. So there are your team statistics and analysis for you, Darren.
And so definitely a big change of the second half. A good win for the Colts. The draw is Sunday. They have a game on the road Friday. I can't think who it is against. Our next home game for Meadowbrook is going to be the 11th, Morgan. So we're looking forward to bringing that one to you, and we'll be able to know who everybody plays. Yeah, it'll be senior night.
I was thinking it was senior night.
Oh, they're at at New Lexington Friday night. So.
Oh yeah, remember earlier in the year they had a nice battle here. I think that was about a 4-point game, if I remember. If I can't, I'm thinking right. Let me look and see. I may have it in my book.
Hold on, it was a 3-point game, 54-51.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember
Meadowbrook victory.
I remember Meadowbrook scored 54, but I couldn't remember what Riverview had. I was thinking it was either a 3 or 4-point game. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how Meadowbrook goes back down there. New Lex, man, they were scrappy at night here, if you recall. Good from beyond the arc too. So that'll be interesting to see. But again, yeah, Meadowbrook's next home game will be against Morgan. They'll be honoring the seniors that night. Drew Webster, Romeo Dorsey, Jake Singleton, Josh Hupp, and Trayvon Mail. Those fellows will be honored, and man, they've had quite the careers here at Meadowbrook. So be neat to see. But tonight's ball game, John Glenn. It was a tussle. I mean, Meadowbrook found himself in a battle tonight, and I think these are the kind of games that you like to see because as that calendar flipped to February today, these are the kind of games you're going to start seeing down the stretch. Teams trying to jockey for that postseason position, and then also teams are going to start getting ready, for that postseason. So this is a game that you look back on and be like, hey, this could be one that you look forward to here in a few more weeks. Maybe these teams meet again in the postseason. But John Glenn, on the flip side, they have nothing to hang their heads about. I mean, they were in it, but that, as I said, that 10-1 run, that just kind of sealed their fate there in the third quarter. They had come out in that third quarter with a 5-0 run of their own. They opened that final frame. You had a 3 by Walker, and then Palmer. Palmer ended up with a bucket. Or Caden Walls, I'm sorry, ended up with a bucket. So they come out of the gates. All of a sudden you're looking at the half. Meadowbrook had that 15-14 lead, and all of a sudden John Glenn surges out to a lead of her own. But then that's when Trayvon and Jake hit a couple threes. And then a few minutes later, after a Meadowbrook timeout, they went on that 10-1 run, including 2 technical free throws by Jake. And that just, from that point, John Glenn down 10-1, it just kind of padded Meadowbrook's lead, pushed it out to almost double digits, and John Glenn never quite recovered from that point on.
Yeah, that's just and I keep thinking the seeding, how big of a win. It pretty much guarantees, I think, Meadowbrook's a 1 or 2. I think probably going to be the 2.
Yeah, right.
With Tri-Valley, depending. I mean, maybe Tri-Valley goes into a slump a little bit, but
yeah. At this point, it would be very hard to put Meadowbrook as the 1 seed over Tri-Valley. Although Meadowbrook very well deserving, let's be honest. I mean, with a 13-3 record, 8-0 in the small school division in the MVL, very deserving. But as you said, a lot of times those coaches are going to look at that head-to-head, what they did. Tri-Valley, getting that win earlier in the year against Meadowbrook. That's one notch on their side of things. And then sometimes they'll look at the schedule. What's the scheduling? Tri-Valley, a couple bigger opponents. So, they always take a look at everything. But as you said, hey, maybe Tri-Valley loses a game or 2 this week, and, Meadowbrook can sneak in there. But, nothing wrong with being a 2 seed either. So that just means you won't have to face Tri-Valley for a while, which that's pretty much everybody's goal, I think.
Final, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, they faced in the district final not too many years ago at Muskingum University.
Yeah, Muskingum, you're right.
Meadowbrook picked up a victory.
And I remember that was a great game. You and I called that game. So, yeah, very good game.
The ironic thing about that is Tri-Valley has a lot of those kids still on that varsity team that played in that game. So it should be a fun tournament draw on Sunday. And we're hoping to
getting a little love from a John Glenn legend right now.
The old golf coach.
The old ball golf coach. I have to call it ball golf now since I disc golf. I can't call it golf anymore. It's ball golf. So yeah, Chad Aricio, one of my most favorite coaches to ever deal with is when I was at the Jeffersonian. Good fella.
He's also known as Old 10-Time.
Old 10-Time. Yeah. He's just a grinning ear to ear, so it's nice to him to come up and say hi to us. We get some love from these coaches. As we said, Schwederman was praising us there 2 games ago about our job that we do here on the air. Sometimes we sit and clown around and say some goofy off-the-wall things, but, we do try to do a good job, and it's very nice to have coaches come up and telling us that we do a good job because, it's not easy to call games and try to call it for you and be perfect with the stats and stuff. But as Darren and I have talked about, we just have a pretty good chemistry. We've known each other for 20 years, more than that, because we rode the school bus together. Old Roy Gumby Williams, bus number 7. So, it's fun to do these games, and we still got another one here.
We got at least one, and I'm sure there's probably going to be some tournament games there. We plan on doing the home games, and who knows if they make a run, we might make the run down the Chillicothe like we did last year.
That was a fun trip. I enjoyed going
2 times.
To Chillicothe twice. Yeah, I want hey, you want to go twice because that means Meadowbrook has won. But
hopefully it's going to be at Athens.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah, maybe get back into Athens this year.
Because there's nothing like basketball at the Convo where it's always basketball 30.
You're right. Well, hey, that was a fun game tonight. I enjoyed that, but, I'm sure we're going to see more out of these two teams come tournament time.
So, everybody, we hope you have a healthy and safe rest of the week. We're not really sure as part of the weather. We might get 20 inches. We might get 2 inches.
Hey.
We might get a quarter of inch of ice.
And
it may be sunny and 75. Who knows?
I have a little road trip I got to make to Cleveland, so I'm sure hoping that it's going to be a decent, because I don't want to go up there and back in that kind of weather.
So stay safe, everyone,
Yes.
and we'll be back on the live stream February 11th when Meadowbrook hosts Morgan. Meadowbrook's next game is Friday at New Lexington. And I know New Lexington their athletic department does have a live stream, so for those who are unable to go to the games,
nice
you can watch on their live stream.
That's what I'm planning on doing. So
take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your
Stay
week.
classy, Guernsey County.